Hey y'all, this is Chris from Rockin Farm. I was out of town last week and didn't get a whole lot of video content up, so I just wanted to catch everyone up on some of what we've been up to. As you can see, the chickens have done a really good job of cleaning up this area over here. You know, they've taken it down pretty much to dirt. And anything that they could jump up and reach as far as leaves on these little trees and stuff like that. Yes, sir. They got all that picked off as well. So one of the new things that we're doing is that right there is a compost bucket. So I have a little bucket that's inside the house that has a really good seal on it. And what we do is we put all of our compostable things in that. You know, leftover pizza scraps, or somebody didn't quite finish their dinner. Instead of throwing it away, instead of throwing it away, we put it in this bucket. When that bucket's full, I bring it out here and I put it inside of this. It's a kitty litter thing, I think. You know, like a litter box. But I have a couple of these. So what I'm gonna do is the chickens are pecking away at everything in there. They're eating what they want to eat. They're also getting in there and scratching around a little bit, and they're pooping in there. And when I fill up that bucket, I'll come add it to this again, and I'll do that 2 or 3 times, and then I will switch out the kitty litter pans and put a new one out here, and I will take that rich, fertile material that has been picked through and gone through, and that all of the food scraps are out of it because they ate it all, and basically what's left is just the grass clippings or whatever was in there, and I'll just find a nice place for it where I can dump it, cover it up with a piece of plastic, and in 6 months it'll be some of the most fertile compost you've ever seen in your life. And I'll just keep doing that every couple of weeks and making myself little compost piles and keeping them covered up with plastic, and then come spring I've got lots of nice compost. So that's my plan, is that I'm going to let the chickens do more work for me, because turning compost piles stinks. You know, I do have a method that I learned from a permaculturist where I can make good compost in about 15 to 18 days. So if I need some compost, I can gather a bunch of materials and I can turn it quick. But it's very labor intensive. So I'm gonna let the chickens do some work for me. So that's one thing that we've done. The other thing that we've done is I wanted to expand the run. I just got done telling you they've really picked it over. So I've got a whole nother area over here that is roughly the same size, if not a little bit bigger. And what I did is I put a second chicken coop door in on the other side of the chicken coop. And I've come through and I've run all my posts, and I've put my H braces and things of that nature in. So you can see I've got my tightening wires for my H posts. So I've got good strong corners. I've got a new door. I've just got to run the fence all the way around this. And once I run the fence all the way around it and I put that poultry netting up, because that stuff actually has done a really good job. We had a few snakes that did try to get in at one point, like in the spring. But what happens is the snakes get caught up in that poultry netting down there, and then they can't back out, so they just end up dying. And my chickens actually come over and peck at their heads until they're dead. So that helps. It also gives us a 7-foot barrier, which helps keep more predators out, and it also keeps my chickens in, because a 4-foot fence, even with their wings clipped, the chickens will just jump up on the top of the fence and then jump off to the backside. So having this poultry netting up has proven to be beneficial in many ways. I originally put it up, if you remember, because when I put my chickens out here, they were small and they could fit through that 3rd or 4th hole up, which is only like 4 inches, but they could squeeze through that hole. So I put this poultry netting up solely to keep the young pullets in, and it has proven to be very useful in a lot of ways. So new run, new door. We'll just move their feed pan over here. We'll move that automatic watering bucket that I'm going to teach you all how to make at some point. We'll move that over here because there's water. And then we'll just start letting the chickens out the other side of the coop. And that'll be true rotational grazing. So these runs are so big. You know, they say for an outdoor run, give your chicken about 10 square feet. 27 chickens, let's just say I've got 35 chickens. 10 square feet is what, 350 square feet. Okay, these runs are roughly 1,200 square feet a piece. This one over here is even bigger. That one over there is 1,200 square feet. So they are truly kind of out on a mini pasture, and by bringing them out onto a second mini pasture, I'm able to rotate their grazing, and I'm also able to let the land have time to heal. Because when I move those chickens over to this pasture, I'll throw down a bunch of seed and I'll hit that with the water hose and let it start really coming back. You know, so I'll throw some ryegrass and some clover and some other native vegetation in there, let it start coming back, and when that gets nice and green and fertile, this should be really picked over and down to dirt, and I'll just move the chickens back over to that side. Sorry for all the back and forth, you're probably getting dizzy. But that's kind of, we worked on this Saturday afternoon, and today I put in the door. So we're making good progress on it. I just need to get a couple of hands over here to help me on Saturday, maybe Sunday, and see if I can't get this fence run. And then once I get the fence run and throw the poultry netting up, I can start switching their pasture and letting them rotate over here to the other side. So that's what we've been up to since we got back from being out of town. You know, if you have any questions, drop them down there in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you look down in the description, you'll see ways that you can support our farm and ways that you can help us out. You'll also find other ways that you can contact us on various areas of social media. So, you know, go get your Rockin merchandise and take a look at our Amazon affiliate link. And the best way you can probably help us out is to subscribe to our channel, click the bell, and recommend us to friends who you think might like some of our content. I hope to see you all again soon, and until I do, this has been Chris with Rockin Farm, and until I do see you again, please be happy and live healthy.